From the La Junta alien to the mysterious angel caught on camera, here are 30 scariest moments caught on camera. This creepy video was recorded by a home security cameras in Southeast Carolina. The footage shows a mysterious creature leaving a driveway and performing a chicken dance. The creature is named Dobby Monster, since it has similarities with the character Dobby in Harry Potter. This bizarre creature has become an internet sensation, and many people believe it could be an alien. This viral video was captured by a woman in China who noticed a fish that had a human face and brought out her phone to record. The first thing people did was question the authenticity of the video. However, the video doesn't look edited. Is there truly a fish with a human face? Yes, there is. The fish has been identified as a carp. A Texas man spotted a divine cloud formation in the sky, which he believed to be an angel.
Believe me if I didn't do this live, but I want you to look at this cloud in the sky. That's what I'm looking at right now. Look at this cloud in the sky. Is that not an angel or what? This is blowing my mind. Isn't that amazing?
Whether you see an angel or just clouds, either way, it makes for an amazing photo. A surveillance camera in a supermarket recorded a strange incident involving a woman who appeared to be possessed by a demon. In the video, we see a middle-aged woman dressed in dark clothes walking down an aisle filled with blankets, duvets, and pillows, carrying some items. As she walks, a package on a shelf behind her starts moving and eventually falls to the ground. The woman notices the fallen package and bends down to pick it up, intending to put it back on the shelf. However, something bizarre happens. She suddenly drops the items she was carrying and starts shaking uncontrollably, making strange noises. Eventually, she falls to her knees, clearly distressed by whatever is happening to her. A deer was caught on video walking into a grocery store in Wisconsin. You might wonder why it would do that when the woods, where it usually finds food, are nearby. Well, deer don't understand that the grocery store is where people buy food. They probably went inside out of curiosity or because they saw something interesting. The automatic doors at the store help the deer get in. Then he bypassed the checkout lines and made his way into the back. That's when the staff formed a human wall to corner the deer. Here we have some CCTV footage that was taken from an unknown hospital. It appears to have caught something disturbing and scary. A wheelchair slowly wheels around the room. At first, you might have thought someone pushed it, but things would take a weird turn when you see the wheelchair move as though it's on a mission. This creepy CCTV footage from a woman's laundry has got tongues wagging on YouTube. While this might look like normal CCTV footage of a woman packing her towels late at night, take a look at the little opening in her fence. It seems a creature is spying on her, or a neighbor is messing around. This high school student has been named the luckiest man alive after this shocking incident. The young man seemed frustrated about something, but nothing could have prepared him for what was about to happen next. Every day we talk about mother's love. How about fathers? This CCTV footage became a viral sensation following a father's brave actions during the Beirut blast. The terrified dad with his son around his arms runs helplessly around the room to protect his son from the massive blast. In this video, an unidentified young lady attempted suicide by standing in front of a local train in Mumbai. The train driver was quick enough to step on the brakes and the police officer nearby saved the day. This CCTV was captured at Deer Park CDS. The school is the oldest school on the south side of Cork City. In the terrifying video, a loud noise is heard around the hallway. And some seconds later, the locker starts making some strange movements. The school is one of the oldest Irish schools in the region. Do you think it could be haunted? In this creepy video, this man heard some noise in his daughter's room at around 3 a.m. When he got there, he saw Amy asleep, but a ghost was playing with his daughter's hair.
Amy?
The ghost was nowhere to be found as he reached his daughter, who was already asleep.
Amy? Amy? Amy?
This mother is sitting beside his two daughters as they eat. Suddenly, the older daughter becomes scared by something she could see in the other room, even though it wasn't visible in the video. She kept saying she saw a ghost while the younger daughter laughs and makes jest of her delusions.
Finish eating.
When I'm done, can we get our fries?
Yeah.
I just... what? Don't scare me.
What?
I'm scared. It's okay.
I just turned off the lights, that's all. was that? What are you doing?
Little did she know she was the next in line. When she gave it a second look, she saw whatever her older sister saw that frightened her. It was at this moment she knew her sister wasn't joking around. Her reaction after seeing it was worse.
Oh, what, Nani? Look at me. What are you scared of? The fish? Oh, the fish died.
What?
Angel's sleeping already. It's raining, girls.
No.
Nani, are you almost done eating? Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Turn around. Turn around. Turn around. But you gotta listen to me. Turn around. Look at me. What's the matter?
Both girls claimed to have seen a ghost in the other room, though it was not visible to both their mother and the camera. Skinwalkers are believed to make human sounds, and sometimes make the sounds of their last victim. In this bizarre incident shared on TikTok, this man has just finished fishing when he heard cries for help coming from a bathroom. Judging from the cries, a young lady was in danger. He rushed to the bathroom, but he saw what he was not expecting. When he got there, the bathroom was silent, and there was no single soul inside.
Yo, what the f? What the? Bro. There's nobody in here.
These two guys were just on their own when they came across this strange animal. The strange animal has a striking resemblance to both the bear and the monkey. While some believed it could be a malnourished bear or a kid in a costume, some think that the animal could be one we've never come across. This video has been confusing and freaking TikTokers out, as many are yet to make sense of this bizarre sighting. While this clip might look like a cast member dressed like Wanda in Marvel Universe, which is not a strange thing to see in Disneyland, something beyond the physical was happening in the background. Pay attention to the man in orange. Did you notice how he seemed to appear from nowhere? If you watch the slow motion, there's nothing that suggests the man was there. No shadow or anything to part of his body was in sight. This couple was on vacation when they noticed that a particular tree was moving. The white tree could be seen moving drastically as the wind kept blowing. People couldn't stop wondering how the tree became invisible at one point. Could this be a trick of light? A strange phenomenon? We leave the answers to you.
It is a tree.
Is it a tree?
It is a tree, but how it's disappearing behind those other trees, I do not know.
Because the other trees are blowing. The wind's not blowing.
And that one is blowing quite a bit. Trying to stay focused on it. Now it's disappearing again.
Weird.
That is f***ing tripping me out.
I know.
Because I'm aimed right at it. Here it comes again. And it's like the whole thing is shifting from, what in the f*** am I looking at right now?
I don't know.
It's going on YouTube. That is the weirdest f***ing thing I've ever seen.
That's what I thought.
There it is.
This mysterious sky was captured in China and has got many tongues wagging. People couldn't tell exactly what it was, although some people opined that it could be the Project Bluebeam, an agenda that aliens will arrive on the Earth and be repelled by nuclear weapons. Some even think something was reflected in the sky to scare people. This CCTV footage was captured at the White Swan Inn in Dunstable, Bedfordshire. The inn is 300 years old. In the spooky moment, a bottle of beer shot off a shelf behind the bar before smashing to the floor, with no staff nearby to knock it. According to the pub manager, this wasn't the first time such an incident would happen at the pub.
You look up here.
A California officer has proved to the world that being a hero is beyond wearing capes. On the 12th of August 2020, Officer Erica was on patrol with her partner when they suddenly noticed something alarming. An old man in a wheelchair was seated on the rail track, and the train was just some distance away.
I'll be out with the mail sack on the tracks, trying to get him out. Go on.
It was unclear whether the old man was placed there by someone, or did it to himself. The two officers swung into action and saved the 60-year-old man.
Get up.
If they were to be a minute late, the story would have been something else. On the 21st of May 2022, a security camera outside a zoo in Texas captured a strange creature, which is neither an animal nor human. The creature appeared to be a wolfman walking around the Amarillo Zoo. According to the city officials, the creature is real, but no one has been able to decipher the strange creature walking around the facility. This tourist was on a canoe on a beach in Ireland when he noticed that a giant shark was underneath him. Fortunately for the tourist, the shark was a basking shark, known to be harmless to humans. Dogs and other animals like cats are believed to see things that are beyond the physical. In this clip, you would notice that the dogs were very alert, as if they could suspect some sort of movement. Not long after, they heard the scream of what's presumed to be a ghost, and their barking worked their owner up. If those sounds are not from ghosts as presumed, what other creature do you think can make such noise? A frightened man recorded a video in which he had to wake up his parents after seeing a weeping woman. This woman is believed to be the legendary figure known as the Weeping Woman, originating from Mexico. According to the myth, she drowned her children. While the video appears authentic, some viewers noticed the presence of shadows around the ghostly figure. This is puzzling because ghosts are commonly thought to be without shadows. What could this creature possibly be?
Dios mío, Señor, yo sí lo escuchaba. Señor Jesús, papá, papá, ay Dios mío, papá, papá, mamá, papá, pare, hay alguien llorando aquí, venga, por favor, venga, papi, ven, en serio. Uy, Dios mío, Señor. Mire, Dios mío, hay poder en la sangre de Cristo.
Mire, papi.
Papá, qué rápido. Mire, eso está aquí llorando, no sé, como que... Mire, es que está acá, yo se lo escucho. Papá, mire, ay, mira. Ahora la entrada uy, el poder en la sangre de Cristo. Mire, Dios mío, Señor. Dios mío, Señor. Mire cómo llora. Es un espíritu malo. Llame a la policía, papá. Llame a la policía de niño. Mire, mire. Ay, escúchame, está aquí, mira. Ahí. Ay, Dios mío, Señor Jesús. Dios mío, Señor.
This 17-year-old was just on the street in Istanbul when he noticed something rather alarming. A baby had opened the window and was about to fall from a 2-story window. Although he was uncertain about how things would turn out, the brave boy moved closer to the window and was ready to grab the baby. When the unexpected finally happened, the young boy made the heroic save. In a strange and fascinating incident captured on a trail camera, the Earth appeared to be breathing. Some wondered if this signaled the impending end of the world, or if aliens were attempting to enter our realm. However, scientists have a more rational explanation for such occurrences. This phenomenon is known as breathing Earth, and it happens when the ground is loose and the wind is unusually strong. The powerful gusts cause trees to sway vigorously, sometimes uprooting them from the ground. A young woman managed to capture a strange occurrence on camera while in her bedroom at night. The CCTV footage, which was shared online from an undisclosed location, shows her peacefully sleeping until the door begins to creak open slowly. Suddenly, there are loud crashes and banging sounds, startling her awake. Frightened, she quickly runs out of the room but eventually gathers the courage to return to bed. Unfortunately, the ghostly activities persist, continuing to unsettle her throughout the night. In a surprising incident, a man wearing a cowboy hat managed to stop a suspected armed robber in a supermarket. The incident took place at Carnes Care's store in Monterrey, Mexico, around 11 p.m. on April 23rd. The store's security footage captured the moment when the man calmly took off his glasses and engaged in a physical confrontation with the suspected thief. In the struggle, the robber dropped his weapon, which was promptly picked up by a store employee. A brave woman became a hero when she confronted a masked robber who barged into a shop in London and demanded money. You can see the whole incident on the CCTV footage below. The woman was standing at the counter, waiting to make a purchase, when the robber entered the shop wearing a balaclava and waving a wooden object as if it were a weapon. Instead of being scared like most people would be, the woman immediately tried to pull the robber away and then firmly told him to leave. Her courageous actions stopped the robbery from happening. A man named Tony Tovar has gained popularity on the internet after a video of him calmly handling an armed robber at a bar went viral on social media. People are calling him the world's chillest man. The incident took place on August 28th. The bar's CCTV footage captured Tony Tovar sitting at a table, engrossed in his phone when a robber entered Berman's Tavern in St. Louis. Other scared customers and the bartender obeyed the robber's demand to get down on the floor, but Tovar refused to move from his chair. Even with the thief pointing a gun at him, Tovar remained calm and refused to hand over his phone. In a nonchalant manner, he even lit a cigarette and continued sipping his beer while the robber stole another customer's wallet and proceeded to steal money from the cash register behind the bar. And that's it for the 30 scary moments caught on camera. Which of these clips made your day? Please share with us in the comments section. The existence of the Bigfoot has been a debate over the years. While there have been sightings of a large, hairy, human-like creature captured in the woods, its existence is still considered a legend. On the 16th of May, 2021, a young YouTuber and her father were in the woods when they captured a creature that looks like the Bigfoot. This is not the only sighting of the Bigfoot. There are a host of others, especially from hunters. What do you think the creature could be if it's not the Bigfoot? Dogs are believed to see things beyond the physical. When you see your dog doing something unusual, it could be a sign that the dog can see something you can't see. If dogs can see ghosts, don't you think they stand the risk of being possessed? This woman, after suspecting that her dog is being possessed, holds a cross to its face. Surprisingly, the dog responds by barking in a way that seemingly validates its owner's claims. In a chilling moment captured on camera, A young boy's eyes are captivated by a big and colorful beach ball near the pool's edge. Despite his father's cautious reminders, the colorful beach ball proves too powerful to resist. In a heartbeat, the 18-month-old tumbles into the water. In a breathtaking display of heroism, the father transforms into a real-life Superman. He makes a jaw-dropping jump and rescues his son. Decided to go to an abandoned haunted toy store and soon had to face his worst fear yet.
"操你妈！你进来呀！你进来呀！"
He wandered while calling out to whatever was there to appear.
谢谢。感谢我新来哥200倍。找你妈什么动静？
But soon he felt the presence of a strange force, and it started to become more noticeable around him. Whatever the case, he managed to escape, but not before being scared for life. This woman had a meltdown in July 2023 after seeing someone she thought shouldn't be real, resulting in a flight delay. She can be heard pleading with the flight attendant to inform the captain to come to a stop.
Stop the plane! Stop the plane! Stop the plane!
Despite the consistent plea to remain calm, she kept demanding to be left of the American Airlines flight because she had just seen a ghost.
And there's a reason why I'm getting the off, and everyone can either believe it or they cannot believe it. I don't give two but I am telling you right now, that back there is not real. And you can sit on this plane and you can die with them or not. I'm not going to.
Residents of a village in Kerala, southern India, have been frightened, and visitors are avoiding the region out of fear after a ladder unexpectedly starts to move on its own in the area. The ladder is thought to be haunted by the ghost of a guy who died after falling from it. A dog owner watched in horror as her pet dog gets eaten by a crocodile. In the amateur scary footage, Dog can be seen leaving her side and going to the swampy waters despite constant pleas for it to get back.
No, Fred! Fred, não! Vem pra cá, vem! Não, Fred! Ai, não, ainda... Mãe! Vem, Fred, vem! Fred! Vem! Vem pra cá! Mãe!
Luckily, it turned back just in time.
Vem, Fred! Sai da pedra! Mãe, meu cachorro, mãe! Vem, Fred! Sai! Ai, meu Deus, Fred! Ai, não! Vem, vem! Não, vai dar! Vem, sai da pedra! Vem, vem! Ai, meu Deus!
However, this dog was uninterested in their cries and immediately dove back into the water, swimming towards an alligator in the water.
Vem, Fred! 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 Ai, mãe, meu cachorro, mãe!
And to the shock of the dog's owner, the gator pounced on the animal and tragically sucked the life out of it.
Não! Fred, não! Não! Mãe, meu cachorro, mãe! Que foi pra mãe, senhora? O Fred caiu!
This man was fishing in the Nile when an alligator came dangerously close to having him for a meal.
Snap my knife!
Hey, help me, jump out! Jump out! Come on, lads, hook on it. Hey! Ow, I got...
A group of friends watch in horror as their friend is grabbed and thrown off the boat by a great white shark.
Get him!
Things could have gone wrong pretty fast in that water, but thankfully the shark swarmed away. The tragic 9/11 event has been seen multiple times. However, this new footage shows how terrifying the disastrous event was. This family received an unexpected visitor at their home very late in the evening. Shockingly, as she makes her way to their doorstep, she appears to be holding a sharp knife. She kept staring at the knife at her hands as she begins to grow impatient, as no one comes to open the door for her. Fortunately, nobody answered the door for her, but one can only imagine if there wasn't a doorbell camera to know what she was welding. This house had been abandoned for years. Visiting the house to check it out, one of the men decided to check out for any trapdoors. And shockingly, he wasn't wrong to check. Who would have thought that was there? This was how close they were to their death if they hadn't checked. Out alone in the woods, a party of hunters were left frightened by unusual screams and strange noises coming from no particular direction. and one of the panicked hunters made sure to record the scary encounter. While messing with a float of crocodiles, this man got ahead of himself.
Woo, they're all like right below me. Woo! See, look at that. Towards my feet. Let's see here. Whoop!
Fortunately, he lived, although not without severe injuries. What was supposed to be just a normal weather turned into a terrifying hailstorm, and it left those caught outside scared to their bones. This homeowner got a terrifying visitor in a cloudy afternoon.
Oh my God!
Something's on fire!
Brother, I just shit and pissed myself.
Lighting striking twice at the same spot on your property has to be terrifying. This monkey on a chicken body was caught on camera, and it's a scary sight to behold.
This one looks like it has a bite out of it. And this one. And there's one over here. Looks like it's holding some water.
Hunting for mushrooms in the woods, this person had the worst fear of his life when he suddenly heard this.
Looks like it's holding some water. Huh? I think it's time to go.
The wisest thing to do there was to run, and he made sure to do just that. Late one night while on a patrol, 2 guards came out to check out some abandoned houses. While checking it out, one of the guards noticed someone but suddenly didn't see the person again.
Que homem? Coisa mexeu do teu lado. Quando você estava descendo? Ah, viu? Aham. Você escutou? Não escutei, não. Tipo, jogaram um negócio, né?
They moved on to check out another property in the neighborhood once he realized he couldn't locate the person.
Tem a casinha lá embaixo. Essa casinha é perto, cara. Aqui ele trabalhava então com plantando, né? Lavoura, né? Vamos na casinha então. Passaram pra nós aí que é bem assombrado o lugar. Ficou bom com a luz aqui, né? Que daí a gente já enxerga bem a estrada também. Ó, tem a casinha aqui, gente, né?
Shockingly, as they get very close to the house, they notice something that absolutely terrified them.
Bem bacana. Ai, meu Deus do céu, o que é aquilo, cara? Corra pra caminhonete, cara! O que é aquela sombra, cara? Você viu aquilo, cara? Você viu isso, Zoro? Meu Deus do céu! Eu não vou atrás. Meu Deus do céu! O que foi, cara?
Watch this tourist's life literally flashed before his eyes as the bungee cord he was using to jump broke in midair at a height of 100 feet. This terrifying footage of a restaurant catching fire was caught on camera. Watch how fast and strong a great white shark can bite off its prey. That strength and bite on the catch is very terrifying, because that could very well be a person, and the shark could be more violent. A tornado in Johnson County, Indiana, in June 2023, tore through multiple homes and shelters, leaving a trail of devastation that was about 3 miles long. This is the scary incident being caught on camera. Watch how a big lightning bolt damaged the nose of a Boeing 737 MAX aircraft, carrying 140 passengers as it was getting ready to land through a severe storm. Fortunately, the pilots managed to land the aircraft safely despite the storm. Another lightning strike, but this time on a moving truck in Tampa Bay, Florida. The violent lightning turned the truck to toast in a matter of seconds. On the 3rd of July, 2016 in Parana, Brazil, an oil tanker on the highway swerved unsuccessfully, causing a crash. The incoming car was definitely hit, sadly, causing an unfortunate explosion that cost lives and property. Stranded in an unknown area, this man wandered into an abandoned house looking for help.
Oke, aman. Oke. Assalamualaikum. Mesin-mesinnya, Cok. Mesin-mesinnya guys, seorang guys.
Seeing the machinery in the building, the man starts to question where he wandered into.
Ini ruangan apa lagi nih? Ini ruangan apa sih? Sini nih. Oh, kosong, mentok. Sini, mentok.
But then something unexpected happened.
Alah. Wah, anjing, bangsat. Tol anjing. Matai sempal, asu jarang, bajingan, apa kuwi mau to? Aduh.
He had seen a scary figure lurking, and it was so terrifying that he ran for his life. While out filming wildlife, a photographer was scarred for life after seeing something unusual. He had seen a zombie monkey, and now it was walking towards him. A homeowner spotted a weird figure while reviewing the video from their door cam. The footage seems to be that of a grim reappear, and it was caught on the lawn next to their home. Shockingly, the resident of that house passed away a few hours after this video was recorded. This man was walking alone at night on a lonely, dark street when he heard a sound that sent shivers down his spine, and he made a run for his life. The sound got more intense as he ran away from it. According to some, that sounded like a jinn scream, but that was a scary encounter nonetheless. A group of friends lost in the woods came across this old abandoned house. Their chat suggested that despite being deserted, the location was still suitable for them to spend the night. However, as they plan to regroup, one of them spots a strange figure lurking, and it had them on their heels. It is unsure if they luckily escaped the encounter or not, but the scary footage of the unknown being lurking at the late of the night was terrifying. On May 25, 2008, an EF5 tornado tore through Parkersburg, Iowa, and how it ripped apart a home was captured in this footage from an ATM surveillance camera directly opposite the house. Watch as a man enters a lift and narrowly avoids being bitten by the poisonous snake that was hanging above his head. Getting locked up for minutes in an elevator with a snake in sight has to be a very scary encounter to be in. The 2011 tsunami in Japan was destructive, rising 128 feet above sea level and traveling up to 6 miles inland. Sadly, 20,000 people died as a result. This are raw footage of the horrifying incident. This fisherman had the worst nightmare of his life when a snake decided to visit him in the middle of the ocean and almost caused him to drown. The fisherman sets up his gear at the beginning of the video, having made the decision to go muskie fishing on his boat on a sunny afternoon. He caught a fish, but unknown to him, his wonderful afternoon was going to go horribly wrong. Looking to capture another fish, he soon encountered an unexpected visitor. Soon, the violent serpent entered his boat, and he almost jumped into the waters as his life flashed before his eyes. This clip features a group of young children playing right outside their home on a trampoline. Everything seems to be pretty normal until this white van pulls up in front of them. The man in the van can be seen convincing the kids to come into the van, promising them sweet treats. Fortunately, the oldest daughter realizes that something is suspicious about this man, so she pulls her sisters away, including the youngest of them, who seems to be slightly interested in the treats. Seeing that they couldn't lure these little girls into their van, the men drove off a few seconds later. Home invasions by criminals are scary, but nothing prepares you for how insane an animal invasion can be. In this video from 2016, this couple seems to be enjoying a late-night swim in a pool in Zimbabwe during a vacation. But out of nowhere, almost like a scene from a horror movie, the security camera shows a crocodile making its way into the pool. This naturally sends the couple into a frenzy, especially the wife, who can be seen present in the pool with the crocodile. Luckily, the couple would escape this ferocious animal, with the wife suffering only a few scratches to her hand and shoulder. When a woman's purse mysteriously disappears from her home, she and her partner are forced to retrace their steps. Naturally, they decide to check the security footage, only to discover that an intruder had been in their home for several minutes the night before. As can be seen from the clip, the intruder lurks around upstairs, debating whether to go downstairs or not. This intruder would later leave the house with nothing but the woman's purse. Later that night, another home security footage shows the same intruder lurking around the neighborhood, while another clip showed him making an effort to break into another home. Till date, this intruder has never been found. This particular video shows a certain man named Steven who comes up to the house of a woman at 3 a.m. asking for but he doesn't leave immediately. Instead, he says he knew right from the start that this was a ripoff. Eventually, this weird man leaves when the occupant of the house tells him her husband is waiting with a gun.
Steven here.
You got the wrong house.
I knew this was a ripoff.
Okay, what are you looking for, Steven?
No, I am Steven. I'm looking for, Fifi.
Yeah, you got the wrong house.
So, you don't want to have sex tonight?
Sir, my husband's in the living room with the gun.
Huh. Okay.
Have a good
Understood.
night.
A certain man named Joe Cummings had noticed that food was mysteriously disappearing from his home. Since he stayed alone, Joe believed he was having a classic case of an intruder. He decided to set up surveillance cameras around his home. What the cameras caught on the first night will blow your mind. A certain woman can be seen crawling into the apartment through an opening in the roof. She carefully makes her way to the floor, in an almost eerie and scary fashion. Her understanding of Joe's home clearly shows that this isn't the first time she is in the apartment. As soon as the woman safely lands on the floor, she decides to take a piss in Joe's sink before opening the fridge to drink something. Suddenly, the woman realizes that Joe is awake, so she scurries around to hide. A clueless and hungry Joe walks into the frame and takes a large gulp from the same carton his intruder drank from. However, as soon as Joe reappears back into his room, the intruder emerges and continues her food-finding mission. Now satisfied, this mystery woman takes the same route back to the roof, making it seem like she was never there. Unfortunately, the next morning, Joe will take another swing from the same carton as the intruder. After checking his home security camera footage, Joe realized that the woman, a homeless woman, had been living on his roof for a number of weeks. He reported the case and the woman was immediately arrested, bringing an eventual end to the food theft. A couple in California were victims of a break-in, and to prevent this from happening again, they decide to invest in some home security cameras. Just a few weeks after installation, the camera caught these two men, who made their way into the house through an unlocked sliding door. Immediately inside the home, they disconnected the phone lines and armed themselves with kitchen knives. Then they went upstairs where they hear human voices, that of a woman and a baby. Apparently, the baby was being watched by a babysitter, but rather than leave, these two men immediately begin to try to break down the door, eventually breaking a large hole. However, when they realized that the babysitter had called the police, they decided to leave. Till date, these two men have never been found, and the true motive of their break-in will never be known. This woman, Ali Porath, and her two little girls had just completed an evening of shopping, and this clip shows them returning home. However, just a few minutes after locking the door behind, this mysterious man appears at the door, knocks, and tries to make his way in.
Who are you talking to? Why? Why?
This continues for a few minutes, until the man decides to give up and walk away. Other security footage from houses in the area will later show that the man hung around the house before he finally disappeared. In a further investigation of the video, it appears like the man had followed Ali and her children, even parking farther away from their home to avoid suspicion. However, after the police arrived and an investigation began, the man turned himself in, saying he had thought Ali's home was that of a friend. He said he had no intentions to hurt Ali or any of her children. This woman had noticed for quite some time that something or someone was always trying to open her bedroom window at night. Worried, and also determined to find out who this person or thing is, she decides to set up a surveillance camera right beside the window. Later that night, just as she had expected, a strange man can be seen peeping into her bedroom. In fact, check this out, this man notices the camera and he stares right at it. As soon as he notices the camera, however, he walks away and his identity remains a mystery till this day. This woman would later reveal that she heard this noise for over 3 weeks, which means the man had watched her in her bedroom the entire time. This next clip is all shades of creepy. This man, as seen in the clip, breaks into a couple's home, but rather than stay in the living room or somewhere where nobody sleeps, he decides to go to the couple's bedroom. This intruder can be seen with a cloth around his face, probably an attempt to hide his identity. In fact, he stares deep into the camera before he begins to ransack the room for valuables. But what makes this even crazier is the fact that the couple are peacefully asleep, totally oblivious to this man in their bedroom. Still in search of valuables, the man makes his way to the living room where he walks right past the couple's baby and his night nurse. He then makes his way out of his house, only to return a few minutes later. However, as soon as he notices that the nurse is awake, he tells her to lock the door because it isn't safe to keep doors unlocked. Interestingly, the nurse had no idea that he had just broken into the house. By daylight, the couple finally discovered the events of the previous night when they realized that their wedding rings and other valuables were missing. Fortunately, the intruder was tracked down using DNA technology, and he has since been convicted of multiple break-ins of the same nature. What would you do if you realized that someone else was controlling the camera attached to your baby's bed? You'd probably lose your mind, right? As crazy as this sounds, it was the reality of a family in Cincinnati, Ohio, who suddenly heard the voice of a man in the middle of the night coming from the baby's bedroom. Naturally worried, the mother immediately picked up her phone to check the security camera, only to notice that it was being controlled by somebody else. She immediately ran to the baby's bedroom, but on reaching there, she found nothing suspicious, and she was once again able to control the camera. While the family never discovered who hacked the camera in the baby's bedroom, it looked like they were able to stop a major crime right before it happened. Perhaps the intruders wanted to turn the camera away from the baby, just so they'll have enough time to abduct the sleeping child. In every home security footage we've seen before now, the intruders make no direct contact with the homeowners. However, things are a little more disturbing in this video. In the bottom left of this clip, you can see a woman being held hostage while another group robs the house. But this is not the most disturbing part of this clip. It is actually how the group got into the house. Check out the other woman with the invaders. Before this moment, she was best friends with the woman in the headlock. In fact, they planned playdates with their kids. However, the woman joined arms with these two men to rob her supposed best friend. Just as they are about to leave, they discover that they are being watched by the home security camera.
Where's the camera? Shut the door and lock.
Please, I need.
Where's the camera?
It's hard.
Lock the door. Don't say nothing. Where is it?
It's on the wall.
Okay, where's the video footage set? Where's the footage set?
It's on Wi-Fi.
Where's the footage?
It's not there. It's wireless.
Even though they forced their hostage to disclose the position of the cameras, they forgot something important. The feed was directly transmitted to the cloud, so there was nothing they could do about deleting the tapes. Realizing this, the group turns on one another.
Oh. No, don't put this on the ground. Really? You're gonna try and make it look like I...
Shut up. Everybody's talking to you. Shut up.
The group managed to escape with money and valuables, only to be caught by the police a few weeks later. However, the man who held the homeowner in a chokehold has not been found. In Wichita, Kansas, this security camera catches a young man invading a home in 2020. In the living room is a young girl of 15, sleeping with the TV on. This intruder hovers for a few minutes until the girl wakes and screams out in fear. The invader disappeared immediately, and even after the police arrived, he was nowhere to be found. In a shock twist, the family discovers that nothing was missing from the house, which raises the question of why the young man was in that house. Hearing music from your home security camera can be creepy, but it's a whole other level when the song played is "Somebody's Watching Me." This man and his wife are baffled when the song comes on, mostly because they are surprised as to how somebody else is controlling their camera. Even though this music eventually stops, it doesn't stop it from giving the couple a good scare. This clip shows an intruder ransacking a home for valuables while the babysitter ran errands. He appeared so comfortable, even checking his phone while at it. However, when he makes it to the highest floor of the house, the babysitter arrives with a kid. A few moments later, she hears him, grabs the kid and runs out of the house. Almost immediately, the invader runs out also, and he hasn't been found till date. This particular clip is disturbing for a number of reasons. For starters, this snake appears while this man in Australia had his back turned. Secondly, it is the eastern brown snake, one of the most venomous snakes in the world, and one responsible for over 60% of snake bites in Australia. Fortunately for the man, he notices the snake all thanks to his dog, and he saves himself and his pet before any harm is done. Speaking of wild animals, this home security footage shows a mountain lion wandering around an apartment building. In a crazy twist, a man steps out of his apartment that instant, only for the lion to hiss angrily at him. He retreats back in fear. The lion, now agitated, tries to break past this glass window, only to step back out of the building, but it doesn't leave yet. This woman and her dog are going for a walk, but that plan is disrupted when the lion appears and chases her back inside. The mountain lion ended up hurting no one, But the fear in the heart of the man and woman wouldn't disappear in a while. What will you do if you discover this figure was at your doorstep for more than a few minutes the night before? This scary-looking figure can be seen trying to open the door, knocking so loudly that it caused the dogs around to bark. The figure can be seen wielding a knife, causing one to wonder what really would have happened if the figure made his way into this house. Even though this clip fails to capture the events that happened inside this house, this security footage from the door is enough to ascertain how disturbing this event was. A group of men can be seen violently making their way into this house in commando style, complete with weapons. While the family survived this attack, it seemed like the men targeted this particular home, perhaps based on information from an insider. What would you do if you realized that someone had broken into your house for the sole purpose of vandalism? In this clip, a man can be seen forcing his entry into this house, only to destroy several items and properties. His entry, however, triggered an alarm, one that informed police officers of his behavior. He would later be revealed to be a 17-year-old teenager under the influence, but this didn't prevent the police from charging him with vandalism. In this disturbing video, a man comes up to the front door of this house, crying for help. While the occupants, a mother and her child, wanted to help, Keen Winchester decided to wait a little longer since the voice didn't sound any familiar. Her fears would become real when the banging continued and the loud shatter of glass was heard. The man breaks a glass, as seen in this clip, and makes his way into the house. Luckily, the police arrived just in time, preventing the man from causing any harm to Keen and her 2-year-old child. The police will later report that the man had no connection to any of the homeowners, which makes us wonder why he was there in the first place. This particular clip shows a man with a firearm concealed in his pants trying to gain access to an apartment building. Unable to prove his identity, the woman in the house refuses to open up the door for him, causing him to walk away in frustration. However, something very shocking happens as soon as he walks away. Another individual comes out of a dumpster and follows him, but rather than give up, these two decide to go all the way around to pick the lock. Unable to, they leave just right before the police arrives. Even though they were unsuccessful, it looked like the men had planned to rob the house. This man in this footage comes up to this house by 3 a.m., asking the homeowner to come outside for a conversation.
Excuse me, miss. Can you come talk to me, please?
I don't know what he was looking for, but it was bizarre behavior.
Even though he doesn't appear to be dangerous at first, the knocks become increasingly violent, causing the homeowner to involve the police. A random stranger at your doorstep at 3 a.m.? Definitely a disturbing time to open up to strangers. What would you do if you stepped out to a bear on your porch? Just like this man in this brief video clip, you'd probably run back in as quickly as possible. This clip is all shades of disturbing. In it, we see a man empty a gas container around the front porch of a house, and right after he disappears from the frame, the house goes up in flames. While the fire resulted in no deaths or injuries, 2 other houses and a car were badly affected. Unfortunately, the man behind this evil act was never found. This shocking home security camera shows a man in an eerie costume trying to break into a house. In fact, he can be seen holding something like a knife. He leaves when he discovers that he is unable to open the door, only to return 2 more times to try again. However, after failing 3 times, this figure disappears, never to be seen again. In this clip, 2 men can be seen jumping over a fence and easily gaining access into this home. Despite the dogs at the entrance, the men easily gain entry and escape with a bag of stolen items. Eventually, they escape in a white getaway car, parked right outside the house. In this disturbing clip, there isn't any intruder or scary animal. Instead, it's a natural phenomenon that puts the lives of the home occupants in danger. Watch how the lightning strikes very close to the swimming pool. If anyone had been close at this time, it would have resulted in death or serious injuries. This individual comes up to the front porch of this home in the middle of the night and exhibits strange behavior, one that suggests the individual is under the influence of something.
Next.
This figure eventually disappears, leaving the homeowners even more confused. On a lighter note, this individual seems like someone who is pissed that houses have security cams. So he decides to steal this house's security cam. He can be seen driving away with the security cam in his car. In this insanely creepy video, this intruder can be seen covering himself to avoid being seen by the security cam. He is also holding a Wi-Fi jammer, which he expects to prevent the home security camera from working. He is initially captured by the doorbell security cam, where he acts as a water delivery person, and he manages to gain entry by breaking a window. Unfortunately, this intruder manages to get away with jewelry worth over $30,000.